General Andrews,
And the Dream Stream presents Rapid Runs!
so I will let you all take it away.
Okay.
Sounds good. Do you two want to do an introduction first?
Should we reset?
Yeah, we'll reset by the time we start the run. So,
Okay.
but yeah, hello everybody. My name is Supersonic, and we have Kandi with us as well.
Hello. I'm Kandi.
This is the Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. We are going to be doing a glitchless race. It's been a while since we actually did a race together, although we have been running this game for quite a long time. So we'll see what happens, and Chroma will be taking over the comms for us since he knows the game from watching us millions of times.
I mod both their channels. I've seen this run like a billion times at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a relatively fast run, but there's a lot of stuff that can happen in this short run. Lots of like short tricks and stuff that can go wrong. So we'll keep an eye out. Hopefully they get all of them. You know, fingers crossed. But we'll they always have backups and stuff we can do. We'll talk about them as we go along.
Yeah, sounds good. So I'm ready to reset when you are, Kandi.
All right, I'm ready. Let's get started.
Okay, so we'll just reset the console, and then Chroma, you can give us a countdown.
Yeah. Do you prefer from 3 or from 5? I don't know which is more.
3 is good.
3's good?
Yeah.
We're ready for Green Hill, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So 3,
Oh, wait,
2.
wait, wait,
Oh,
hold on.
wait.
Wait.
Oh,
My-
you've entered the demo.
My demo started.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it quicker. All right.
All right, here we go.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, there we go.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Green Hill. Yeah, this is the familiar zone. We always joke about it within our group here because this game is so reset heavy that we all say that we live in this area. So yeah, Supersonic and Kandi are neighbors, but yeah, this first act is pretty quick. Optimally, you do everything perfect, you just get a time of 25 seconds, which it looks like they're both on track for. Perfect. To my knowledge, there is a strat you can do to get 24, is that right?
Yeah.
It's really hard though, so they never go for it. It's not reliable.
Oh, is it the
Green Hill's
24?
kind of like the safe zone. Yeah, the 24. I think there's like a couple frame perfect things you have to do in a row, which is just not viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Act 2 is a little bit harder. They're gonna drop down here and retain their speed to break through the barrier. They're
Oh,
gonna
shoot.
pick up the speed shoes and they're gonna... Okay.
I'm dead.
That's okay, that's alright. Lots of game left, but yeah, optimally you can get a 17 in the time. 18 is also really good, but you do everything a little bit frame perfect and you make some precise jumps and you can squeeze out the 17. But yeah, there is an upper path you can take, but usually both of them take the lower path. Both really good times. Green Hill 3 is pretty interesting. They're gonna do a lot of quick hops along the top here. So Kandi's gonna get rolling with the speed shoes, hit the top roof here. And the idea is to use the background scrolling as a sort of guide. Oh no, it's alright. We're gonna take the lower route. But yeah, optimally you can use the scrolling background pieces as a sort of guideline. And you can use it to kind of predict where you're gonna land. So let's see if Supersonic can roll in here. Optimally, you hit a whole bunch of these enemies and monitor boxes, and you can see he's really zooming through the level here. And it gets you right on top of RoBUTTnik, and you can land, I think you can actually get 7 hits like that. Yeah, there you go. And you can get the 8th just by jumping into him, so... Like I said, anything can happen. We had a death in Green Hill 2, and we're already back to neck and neck, so... It's a long race for being a speed game. Alright, so they're both entering Marble Zone. Marble Zone is well hated by everyone. It's really slow for one. There's lots and lots of stops that you have to do not to get crushed. lots of lava, lots of jumping fireballs. So yeah, you'll see these moving pylons going up and down. You gotta wait for these. There's no good way around them. There's lots of like slow pushing blocks like this. Optimally, what they're gonna do is a lot of the time they're gonna take damage boosts like this. So as long as you have one ring, you won't die. So they're gonna take damage. They're gonna use the so they're gonna try and use the iframes or the invincibility frames to try and get through, instead of just kind of waiting for the blocks to fall. Again, it's a long game. Anything can happen. Yeah, Supersonic's gonna take this top route here and get to the goal. Perfect. Very nice. Yeah, and Marble, we all hate Marble because it's early in the run and it's already like causing a lot of slowdown, but the worst levels are coming up, so there's lots of time still. Alright, Kandi's gonna take the same boost. Instead of waiting for the chandelier drop, you hit the tip of the spikes, you boost yourself up to that upper level, and it's gonna save you a good, I would say like 3 or 4 seconds there. Alright, some more damage boosting from Supersonic. And yeah, you can see just how comfortable these runners are with these scenarios overall. A lot of the time they run on 0 rings after damage boosts, but you know, they still speed through the sections kind of haphazardly. They kind of know where everything is. Right. So interesting thing coming up on Supersonic's screen here. There is this big lava waterfall. There's only a section of the lava waterfall. I believe it's the bottom section that really hurts you. So you can see they kind of just dive right through the middle of it without getting hurt. Very nice. 1 minute's really good. You can get sub 1 minute, but it's really tight. So a minute we always take. It's very good.
Yeah, it's like the hitbox for those lava waterfalls are actually like in the center, and they're very thin. So which is why it looks like I'm not getting hit at all.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I should have been scorched in flames, but you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Kandi does the same there, but yeah, you can really power through these sections here. Now there is one little thing in these upcoming Marble 3 sections here that they're both entering. There are a lot of like squish zones here. They are going to try and squeeze through a couple spike sections, and you got to be careful not to go too fast or else the game will just crush kill you. So I'm sure it'll be fine, but it can get a little scary.
You can't say that
remember,
Marble is a little too hot to handle.
That it is.
Yeah. Yeah, this you do actually touch a lot of lava in this. Lots of damage boosting. If you're a little bit slow, the cycles go off, and on that upper section that Supersonic just passed, the lava fireballs can get you a lot easier if you're too slow. So, very nice boss fight. We'll go over a little bit of the details when Kandi gets there, but Supersonic is through. Very nice. So yeah, this chandelier that Kandi's on, this is the one that is a little scary. You go a little too quick, and that gap you squeeze under the chandelier can squish you. It's happened probably more times than anyone would like to know. Oh, it's all good. In the meantime, Supersonic enters Springyard Zone. This was my favorite song back in the day. But yeah, watching a lot of the speedruns, this is not a very well-liked level.
It's not.
Yeah, lots of obstacles in your way. You're moving really fast up inclines and stuff. It's hard to see. Very nice. There you go. Kandi's doing the boss here. So, I mean, the object of the boss obviously is just to move from left to right platform and to avoid the fireballs that RoBUTTnik drops, but they do that really cool little underside jump. Really cool, like a turnaround jump that you do. You kind of get under him and you sneak an extra hit in, which I always really like the strat for that. So yeah, good boss fights. Kandi's entering Springyard. as well. Springyard being a jerk on Supersonic's end. It's never a fun zone. There's just a whole lot of havoc going on, lots of precise timing. As you can see, these spike balls can go off cycle as well, so...
Yeah, they're all on a global cycle too, so
yeah,
depending on where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. 26 for Springer 1. Supersonics through on a 36 for 2. Very nice.
Yeah, normally you want to get like a 30 in Springer 2, but yeah.
Optimally, yeah. It doesn't happen all the time though with how trolly Springyard can be.
Springyard being Springyard.
Yeah,
Oh!
Oh no, yeah, there's a crush death right there. I'm telling you. Yeah, you always think you know the crush zones, but sometimes you don't. They just still get you. Yeah, the one big scary thing all the time is Sonic 1 does not give you nearly as many extra lives as the other games do. So you always kind of hover around like maybe 2 to 4 lives on the extra life counter in the bottom left corner. And the second that hits 0, it's game over, and you have to hit a continue. So that is if you even get a continue in the special stage, which they're all skipping. So you know, we're kind of walking on thin ice on the life counter. Very nice entry there from Supersonic. That's the that's called the swoosh, I believe.
Yeah, the swoosh strat.
Yeah, so they do a little bit of a back turn, and they kind of curve themselves into that that hole in the side, and they get the invincibility and the speed shoes, which they carry all the way to the boss. This boss is a low troll. You can see him kind of like pendulum up and down. If you kind of jump up at him and he's at the height of his at the height of the screen there, you can actually miss him. So the boss does troll you sometimes, and you just miss your jump. Very nice. Unfortunately, it's not getting any easier for him. We are entering the painful labyrinth zone, full of water. You trudge through. There's also breathing things you have to worry about. You have limited air. But yeah, you can see you move a lot slower in the water. Your control is a little weird in the water too. But yeah, he's gonna hit this switch, which opens the door. He's gonna climb back up, and opening the door actually generates this platform up top. He's gonna line it up with the little face in the background, get a little momentum, and hop over. And that's gonna skip a lot of the level. Very nice work. Kandi's through Springyard, so just entering lab, and there's lots of opportunities in lab 2 and 3 to save lots of time. And there's a couple tricky strats coming up, so depending on who hits the strats and whatnot, this could easily change. So let's see what happens. Lab 2 is still not too bad. Lab 3 is where all the scary stuff is. But yeah, we'll take it through. We'll see Kandi hit the switch as well. Again, hopping up. Spawning that platform. And making it over. Perfect. Now Supersonic's gonna grab the invincibility, try and trudge through as quick as possible. He's basically on a race at this point. The invincibility has a limited amount of time. The goal is to get to the very bottom, and before the invincibility runs out, there is an orbit not at the bottom here, the spinning guy that you want to, actually, is this guy coming up? There he is. Yeah, so you can see he barely kind of kills it there. You want to make sure you kill that, because otherwise he blocks your path. But if you kill him, you can just kind of breeze through. Very nice. All the way through. And again, Lab 3 is where the big strats come. I don't know if they're both going to try for both strats coming up here, but we'll have a look. We'll see what happens. So essentially, there are two big strats in this act here in Lab 3. The first one's called Bubbleless. So this whole section here is pretty lengthy. This upcoming section. Okay, Supersonic
Nope, I didn't get the landing, so I have to forego it.
Yeah, so ultimately, you let that spike ball hit you, it shoots you down. It actually drops your momentum faster, so you don't trudge to the water. But I think you bonked on the wall there, so you lost the landing. It's unfortunate, but bubbleless is really tight. So we have to hit that switch. Optimally, you get all of that, and then you don't stop for this bubble here, and you make it out with like barely any time left on the counter. But you don't touch the bubble, and you don't go for air, and that's why it's called bubbleless. We have one more skip coming up here, potential. And Kandi's gonna get a chance at bubbleless too if she goes for it. She's entering lab 3. But Supersonic's gonna come up to the boss, and we're gonna see if we try for boss skip. So he's gonna do this stair climb here. And he's gonna do a really specific jump to try and get behind. Very nice. And then we just have to carry that.
No.
It's all good. We are 0 rings though, so we are gonna have to be a little cautious, but see if we make it through.
I had the setup too for that, but
Yeah, you had a good jump in, but he got you on the tail.
yeah.
It's all good. Alright, I think it looks like Kandi's going for bubbleless. Let's see if she grabs
I actually
it.
failed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's really tight. This bubbleless causes a lot of viewers' anxiety because we've all heard that ticking down sound. And it actually hits 0 and you kind of escape the water with almost no frames remaining, so it's really scary. Alright, Supersonic entering Starlight. Starlight is kind of the chill level after all the pain from Marble, Springyard, and Labyrinth. It does have a really, really painful boss though, but you know, Starlight 1 and 2 is relatively pain-free overall. You know, there's a couple things that can go wrong, but ultimately you get a 25 on the counter and you just move on. Looks like Kandi's also doing the traditional boss. Boss skip is also really precise. You can easily just bonk on the back of RoBUTTnik's ship there. But very nice. Very clean, no deaths. We're gonna get a nice big loop jump there and bonk on some invisible roof that I can't see.
Yeah. I jumped a little too early on that one.
Yeah, everything's really precise, and as you can see, when you just kind of go flying through the air, you don't really know like where your footing is anymore. So, you know, up in Green Hill and stuff, we had background scenery and stuff, but it's all just like black sky and stars here. So they just kind of know where to go, but it's all based on like timing. Kandi's getting the optimal 25 on Starlight 1 as well. Very nice. Alright, I'm not sure if Supersonic's going to go for the quick jump here. We'll have a look. But there is a really precise, I believe it's 3 frames. Very nice. Very, very nice. I think it's 3 frames. There's like a really small window where you can jump down that loop and you can catch the tail end of that launcher. Thanks for the bonk game. Always appreciate it. But yeah, so Supersonic's gonna carry this this invincibility as quick as he can to the boss, because this upcoming boss is a nightmare. There's a little bit of a special frame jump you can do here. You can kind of catch the bottom of RoBUTTnik if you jump high enough. A lot of the times it just kind of like doesn't fling you high enough though, but pretty good boss fight. Solid Starlight 2 from Kandi as well. Yeah, that boss fight can really eat up your time. He can fly around in ways that you don't want to. You got the bombs you have to think about as well, the mines that he drops. Kandi going for the speed route. Alright. Very nice. Supersonic on Scrap Brain. Scrap Brain overall is not like as punishing, I would say, as the other ones, but there is still a lot of stuff that can go wrong. You're kind of fighting with disappearing platforms and these spinning blocks, which we call ice cream sandwiches. And there's a lot of like switches that you have to push to open up gates. If you time it all wrong, the gate just closes back on you. It's painful. You can see the boss being a little trolly with Kandi there. Nobody who runs Sonic likes this boss. I don't think people even like this boss casually. It's just a pain.
By far the worst boss fight.
Yeah, yeah, it has killed
Yeah.
too many runs for my liking that I've watched. People get on really
Yeah.
hot paces and then basically the boss is just garbage and just kills rallies. It's not fun.
Yeah, Lab 3 boss and Starlight boss are like your killers.
Yeah, they're not fun. Right. So, Kandi's entering Strat Brain 1 as well. Yeah, similar strats here. Some of the like saws and stuff run global timers as well, so you have to kind of be careful if you have any sort of like mistiming or mistakes. You have to recalibrate on where these swinging chains will be and when the saws will drop down on you, all that stuff. All right, very nice.
46 is really hard to get in Scrap Brain 2.
That's really solid.
I was very lucky to get all the cycles I needed from the swinging ball and chains and the buzzsaws.
Okay, we're gonna moon RoBUTTnik here, and then we're gonna drop down into Scrap Brain 3, which we actually call Lab 4.
Yeah.
It's yeah, if you take that upper path, if you wait for that platform to drop and you take the upper path, the stage is something like 4 or 5 times longer. So they drop down below that platform before it can drop. And yeah, you can skip a lot of it. You can actually finish this whole thing within 21 seconds optimal, I think. I think that's
20 you can finish optimally.
Ooh, 20. That's really hard.
Yeah, I just need some pretty good movement to catch that 20.
A little scary for Kandi, hanging on 0 rings. But I think we're okay. Living life dangerously, not even considering the rings there, just hopping over all of them. She doesn't need them. Need them at all. Alright, real quick thing about this final boss that Supersonic is fighting. There is, it is random normally, but if you follow a specific sequence, you can actually make it not random. There is a specific pattern that you do. To my best memory, when you jump and hit him, you actually have to let go of the button, right? You can't be having any inputs.
Yeah, let go of all the inputs as you jump into them.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the top pistons are 1 and 3, then the bottom pistons are 2 and 4. So the order is 4 3 2 4 2 1 4 3. That's the pauseless method. There is a pausing method for it as well that can save 1 second in-game time. I don't remember what the order is. I think Kandi might be going for that boss fight.
Probably, yeah. That's usually, I'm just so used to that order.
We'll have a quick peek. You can tell the difference because as Supersonic entered that boss fight, he just kind of ran in. If you're doing the pause strat, you do a couple buffer pauses on the way in, so you're going to see it kind of stutter. Your stream is not lagging. This is part of the strategy. But you can see Kandi do a couple pauses here, and they're really specific. And that sets off that sequence in particular. But yeah, good fight for Supersonic. GG's.
Yeah, thanks. I forgot about that.
We also didn't mention it was happening really quick, but if you kind of tuck the screen away as RoBUTTnik flies away, you can decapitate him. So we took off his head on the way out.
Yeah, justice is served.
Also, shoutouts to Big Island.
Yeah, biggest land. It's actually Big Island, but like judging from
the kerning is terrible on the text. It's totally Big Island.
it's biggest land. I'm always gonna call it biggest land.
Yeah. So as you can see, if they follow the strat, they don't have to be worried about the crushers. They know where the pistons are gonna fall or rise, so they can always be in the middle, be ready to go. That was a pretty close race.
Yeah, time's coming up on Kandi's end.
And a time is when it goes white, I believe.
Fade
That's
out,
time.
Or black, yeah.
yeah. Or
but-
black, fade out black.
Yeah.
And that was a 112 on Final Zone that she had with the pausing method. So it's actually 1 second faster because when you pause the game in a certain amount, it actually pauses the in-game timer as well. So you're able to kind of take advantage of, trying to save that extra second. But I did the pauseless method, so that's just 1 second slower. But other than that, pretty good consistency all around.
It is really about consistency because you have to remember a lot of the time, these runners are carrying good paces into that final fight. The final fight's kind of like just, the last test. You're carrying that time and you want to close it out and actually record the time. So you don't want to do anything that's too risky, that ruins the run, absolutely kills it.